We can be surrounded by many people and still feel painfully alone. Here's the thing. Loneliness isn't just emotional, it's biological. It triggers the same alarm system in our brain as it does for physical pain. And if you have felt disconnected lately, please know it's not your fault. There's nothing wrong with you, right? It's just your nervous system trying to protect you. This matters so much now because we are in this loneliness epidemic, right? We are in this place where people would rather pretend, right? They continue showing up and leading and achieving, but not feeling it under the surface, right? They're not feeling connected. Quick one, as our long-term audience, you will know that our show has grown a lot over the years, and we're thrilled to share with you that we have our very first sponsor. But please don't worry, we're not going to suddenly bombard you with loads of ads. We just want to take a moment and say a big thank you to Meals on Me, who's not only sponsoring us, but they're also fueling us. Meals on Me is a food meal prep and delivery service who understands that wellness isn't about shortcuts. It's about choosing better every single day. They keep it real with fresh, wholesome meals that fit into your life. For me, when I'm rushing through the day and pushing my limits, Meals on Me powers me on. And the best bit that I find is that there's so much variety and every meal tastes amazing, especially compared to others that we've used in the past. So good nutrition underpins our ability to cope with stress and perform at our highest levels. But it's often an area where most of our clients will struggle. So Meals on Me make it easy, effortless, and enjoyable. So check them out today. A special link for you is in the show notes. Thank you to them and thank you to you. You know that feeling, right? When you're here, but you're not really here. Maybe you're just checking boxes and going through the motion, but you're really, really checked out. And here's a very common one that we hear a lot of our clients talk about, and I felt this over time as well, is that maybe you've got all these WhatsApp messages or Zoom calls booked in and LinkedIn and Instagram comments, but there's no real conversation. And this matters so much because disconnection isn't just a side effect of burnout, which people claim it to be. It's actually a signal that your inner game is craving some attention. Self-connection and emotional safety inside creates the confidence and openness to connect outside. So without that, we spiral into this isolated feeling while we're in plain sight. And we often think that loneliness means there's something wrong with us, right? So we create more separation, we withdraw even more. Maybe we force the fake smiles, right, at work or at dinner. Maybe we try to fix it by staying busy or scrolling or numbing out. Or in isolation, overthinking, right, trying to figure out what is it I need? Who is it I need to hang out with, right? Maybe we're looking at something that isn't really the problem. Because the big mistake here is that we are treating like disconnection like it's a weakness, right? When it's actually wisdom. It's our system saying something needs a bit of TLC here, a bit of tender loving care, right? And it's so easy to skip over that, isn't it? It's so easy to stay busy, right? Because it feels much safer and easier to be productive than it does to be present. Imagine it like your Wi-Fi router is trying to connect to others, but you've unplugged yourself, right? The big idea here is that disconnection starts from within. Loneliness starts from inside. We cannot connect deeply to others if we're not feeling connected deeply with ourselves. And to do that, we need to feel emotionally safe within ourselves. So what do we do about it, right? We need to reflect. We need to ask, which part of me is feeling unheard right now? What do I want to connect with somebody about? What would it feel like to show up honestly in my life today, right? When you reconnect to yourself, everything else will start to shift. Okay, so think about it as maybe we're not lonely, we're just maybe out of alignment, right, with the part of ourselves that is craving some connection. And nobody escapes loneliness. We hear famous people all the time saying that even though they're surrounded by their entourage, they're still incredibly lonely. Emma Watson was somebody that famously came out saying that she was terribly lonely in rooms full of people in the heights of her success and all of her achievements. But her turning point was reconnecting with what she valued, spending time in solitude, but connecting with herself. Right? Not withdrawing, but turning inward and journaling and hearing herself and what she truly needed. And that's no different for you or I. We need to take time. We need to take some action steps if we're feeling disconnected, if we're feeling lonely. So some steps that you could take right now is to name the feeling and really embody that feeling through expression. Like, make the sound of loneliness. Let it be heard. Maybe tell somebody that you're feeling lonely. You can, to help you with this, you can use the emotion ID steps that I've laid out in another video, all about overwhelmed emotions and how to overcome them, which I think was episode 224. So check that out for some help on that if you need to. But ultimately, we need to connect to that feeling. And then what we need to do is like tend to our body, our nervous system, and take a breath and say, I'm actually safe here to be with myself. It's okay to be with myself, right? Then it's going to be okay for you to be with others. So one of the fastest way to tend to ourselves and our nervous system is to just take a breath, a big sigh, right? That just signals to say, okay, I'm feeling lonely, but it's okay. It's a natural emotion to feel. How can I reconnect with myself? That's step 3, just asking ourselves this. What kind of connection am I craving right now? What do I want to connect about? What is it that I truly want and need? Where am I hiding? Where am I withdrawing? Where am I not stepping forwards into my needs? And then lastly, take an action. Take one aligned action. Listen to the answers that you've just asked and reach out to someone for a real conversation. Find some local meetups in your community that are aligned with what's important to you based on your answers. Join a group where you can be yourself without holding a mask of performance. For me, exploring the answers to these questions really helped by working with a coach and really helped me to connect with me, because I was really struggling to do that and answer some of those questions. So if you have felt off lately, I highly recommend that you explore where your disconnect could be stemming from. Right, you can do this by using a simple assessment tool like ours, which takes 2 minutes to complete, and it will highlight what's keeping you stuck, tired or disconnected and how to fix it. Plus you'll have the opportunity to connect with one of our team and have a meaningful conversation about your results and what it is you really, really want. But please know that loneliness isn't a flaw, right? It's a flag to follow back to you. It's this feeling of disconnect that is actually not here to tell you you're broken and we need more separation. It's actually saying, let's step in, let's lean in, let's respond to this invitation back to our presence. And that will really help you to connect both inside, but ultimately then on the outside for deep and meaningful relationships. Let that sit with you, let that percolate, and as always, if you need anything at all, please drop me a line in the comments below or reach out to me directly and we'll make sure you get the support that you need. Because loneliness isn't a fun place to be, but we can be with ourselves and we can learn to be with others. See you soon.
If you enjoyed this episode and you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button so you never miss an episode.
Then share it with a friend who you think might benefit.
Spread the word. That's how we're going to impact the world, by helping each other.
We appreciate you so much, and as always, unconditional love and wellness to you.